Evan here from MyoLab. Today we're talking about passive shoulder movements. Why? Well, this is an excellent exercise series to go through if you're experiencing acute pain, maybe frozen shoulder, adhesive capsulitis, or almost any shoulder derangement where you have now reduced your range of motion. This is passive, meaning the arm that is affected is not doing any of the work. We're actually using the other arm or other implements to get us into that ideal range of motion. Now, it's important with any of these exercises that you don't get pain. Mild discomfort is normal as we're trying to increase range of motion, but pain, especially anything above a 4 to 10, should be stopped, and you should consult your healthcare provider about that. We're gonna go through a whole series here. I love to use a dowel, broomstick, Swiffer stick. Some of these you can even use a towel, and we'll discuss that as well. First off, we're gonna get our shoulder into abduction. This is my right shoulder being passively moved. I have the butt of the stick on my left hand and on my right hand. All the work is happening from my left arm. I'm making sure not to crowd my shoulder up. Go into extension. You go to your limit. Again, a mild discomfort, but nothing more than a 4 out of 10 for pain. Now with each of these, when we do find that discomfort, we want to keep into this range of motion until the pain reduces by about half. Another one is going into flexion. This time we take the stick behind our back and push ourselves through. Probably the most common error with this one is people start to rotate through their back to get that range of motion, compressing their lower back. So keep yourself nice and neutral, do your best you can. If you come out to an angle, no problem with that. We're still improving our range of motion. Using the same stick, we're gonna get into rotations. Right arm, external rotation. Right arm, internal rotation. You're grabbing onto the stick. Left arm is bringing you inwards. Just light movements. This is some very beginning exercises. Internal rotation. You can put the stick behind your back. Left hand grabs the top. You're starting to raise up with your left arm. This one you can start to notice usually quite an intense stretch through this area. Common error, we see that shoulder blade popping forward or people rounding forward in general. So how can we combat that? I advise most people to start up against a wall. I'll show you up against this squat rack. I have my shoulder blade pinned down, and then I begin to raise up that left arm as high as I can. Again, if we have that discomfort, hold into that until that discomfort reduces by half. And if it's greater than a 4 to 10, reduce your range of motion or consult your healthcare provider. Now, what if we want to work into shoulder flexion at home and we don't have a stick? Utilize a kitchen counter, a table, a chair, just like so. This way, we're going to start with both arms. Slowly dropping down into a squat until you feel that stretch. Perhaps you get into a lunge. Conversely, you could also be sitting. Imagine I have a chair and I'm just holding my shoulder into that flexion position. You can do the same thing when you're laying or sitting down on the ground using your couch for flexion as well. Now for the internal rotation one that we did, if you don't have a stick, you can also use a towel where you're lifting yourself up in the exact same manner. So now we've already talked about the exercise dosage. Again, remembering this is all about mobility at this point. So less than or equal to a 4 to 10 for discomfort is to be expected, and stay into that exercise until it goes down by half. Any questions still? Great, leave us a comment below, message us on Instagram, or email us at info@myolab.ca.